the man, the most entertaining. Jamel knows how much I love this guy. The most entertaining man in boxing today, Blair The Flair. Woo! My guy, what's good, brother? What's good, man? How you doing, brother?
I'm feeling good, feeling antsy, baby. I can't wait to get in the ring.
A lot going on this week.
Get scratching.
Listen, we were talking about you the other day, me and Jamel, and Jamel was just like, man, like why hasn't Blair The Flair been in the ring? And I'm always vouching. I'm like, why isn't anyone stepping in front of this man? Why isn't anybody at 147? Not Boots, not anybody. What's going on, bro? What the fuck is going on? Please tell us.
Well, first of all, I have to pay homage to the man sitting over there. What's up, Jamel, man? How you doing?
Oh, good, man. Good to see you.
I was there when you won the nationals to go to the Olympics. I was actually in that. I was in that tournament.
Hey, all love. The reload?
Yeah, really.
Oh, that was a hell of a week, man.
Motherfucker almost died just getting there though, because the fucking turbulence was crazy getting to Colorado Springs.
Colorado Springs.
Wow. Yep. You had this one move, this step back cross that everybody kept running into.
Still doing it.
That's
like,
crazy.
what the fuck?
Still doing it, bro. Still doing it.
Like, oh man, I hate this guy.
They all hated me. They all did it. Like I said, I even had my future trainer, which is Mike Stafford, God rest his soul. He was in the opposite corner of me because he was in the corner of Jamonte Clark. And Jamonte Clark was like 6 foot something, you know what I mean? That was a rough ass week.
I remember that. Yo, everybody was getting gassed out in the first rounds, man. That shit was crazy.
They couldn't get me though.
That shit was wild.
Good to see you though, man. Like, yeah, man, I was saying, like, it's all love for you, bro. Like, I just want to see you back.
Yo, man.
You came up with a phenomenal win. You got the best of my brother. I respect that. It's a sport. It's all love. You know what I'm saying? We're fighters at the end of the day, but I'm like, we need Blair fucking back. And you see how boxing is right now. They definitely need you to come back, bro.
Bro, boxing needs somebody like me, like real bad. And it's crazy because like promoters and all this other all the things that make boxing bad is continuing. Right. They're continuing in the same path. They're not making any changes, and if you keep going the same way, you're gonna get the same thing. I mean, right now boxing has gotten so like ridiculous that there's people that just would rather just see people just slap each other. Like, look, just stand still now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah. Right. I mean, boxing. I mean, look, we just watched. Was it the Fatal Fury a couple months ago? Mm-hmm. We watched somebody literally run the entire time. We watched Canelo's whoever he fought ran the entire time. Like I'm just not understanding what's going on, Blair. We need excitement. We're looking for guys that are trying to mix it up. We need somebody like you, bro. You know what I mean?
Look, I should have been on that card. Fighting Ryan or Devin. Honestly, there's just. And the thing is, the only reason why it didn't happen is because of promotion, and management and a whole lot of nonsense. And of course, people just can't wait to have some kind of like reason not to fight me, which is kind of ridiculous. Honestly, it only gets worse. But yeah, it's one of those things. Boxing is full of politics that is actually killing it, and it's not very good. It's not very good because right now we have Big Paul, man. Like, come on.
And it's crazy. We just took another black eye. I mean, you look at it really now. We just took another black eye to the sport. So it's definitely hard when you see things like that. Like I was talking to my guy JC. He was saying, the problem that the TV execs have on boxing is because with football, would they cancel a whole entire game over something? Nah, the show goes on. But in boxing, when you don't be professional or you carry your weight, it ruins everything. It ruins everything from the top down.
Yeah. So to actually bowl around your question, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's a lot of fear, and the fear is the fear of pretty much the inevitable, and there's a lot of uncertainty. The uncertainty of somebody like me in boxing is kind of crazy because I'm really a wild card. You don't really know how good I am. You know what I mean?
Did we not put it out? No, we say the thing with my man is Blair, high risk, and they probably looking at a low reward at the end of the day. But the high risk is that actually a compliment because you can go in there and ruin everybody's plans moving forward. And you see how it is with these promoters. Unless you legitimately like with one of these guys, they're not going to risk it. And then because we already seen enough upsets just in this. We're only in June. We're only in the first half of the year, and look how many upsets we've seen in the sport of boxing this year so far.
Hey man, because it needs to happen. I mean, this is what you call God. I mean, yeah, you can have your plans and this and that, but at the end of the day, God's going to show that no, He has a plan, and His plan for Blair the Flair is always greater than their plans, and that's the problem. That's the problem with boxing right now. Is like the thing is we got so carried away with rooting for certain guys and things like that. We kind of lost the true element of greatness, because the true element of greatness lies within the underdog. It like we fell in love with boxing because of these underdog stories, like Rocky, and hell, even Muhammad Ali. Like we fell in love with Ali because ain't nobody thought that he would beat Sonny Liston. Ain't nobody thought that he would beat George Foreman. Ain't nobody thought Blair the Flair would beat God knows who else. You know what I'm saying? And like that's the whole thing. The thing is that we need the art of surprise, of the unpredictable, and that's what I do the most. That's what I'm great at, is unpredictability. You can't really tell what I can do in the ring, and I'll make it look like it was a joke, like it was an accident, and that's one of the biggest secrets of my style, is making you believe that I'm stupid and to pow, But and yeah, as far as the boxing world, it's like we really got to get it together, and I cry out to promoters, I cry out to managers, I cry out to matchmakers to keep this dream alive.
Right.
And it's a shame because sometimes it falls on deaf ears. Like some of these people don't deserve to be the face of boxing. Like look, Ryan Garcia is just not that guy. You think otherwise? Watch what I do to him. Canelo Alvarez.
That's what you want?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I want all of them. Mm-hmm. But like you see this like Canelo Alvarez, like he's not the guy. Like he's not even willing to fight the main fight that everybody wants to see. I mean, if you're the people's champion, then you fight what the people want you to fight. You know what I mean? To prove your greatness. And we want to see what happens when the chips is down, when the chips is low. And we don't see that in boxing very much.
The thing that kills me is, and to be honest with you, is a lot of these guys, specifically, let's say Boots, right?
Right.
Boots is trying to be the big name at 147, looking for the big fight. And a lot of the guys that he's fighting don't have the name that you have. And it kind of kills me because I sit there and I'm like, wouldn't it make more sense? And this is what I love about you. I see the passion that you actually love the sport. But not only that, you understand the entertainment side of it. Like when you bring the doll, when you find AB, dog, you had me crying. But I loved every minute of it because Jamal will tell you, I'm always like, he's the man. But, and I feel like, guys, if he
I got people back from Cincinnati that was like, man, because they know Adrian. We all know Adrian now. So everyone, I know people out of Cincinnati, and it was telling me, man, you got Blair coming on. Man, we ain't never seen nobody get under his skin like that, because it's usually Blair, it's usually AB that gets under everybody's skin. But that fight, I'm like, this dude, I'm like, damn, he not really backing down. Maybe come walk show to the gym, wrapping up next time. I'm like, what the, this shit crazy.
But that's what I'm saying. If Blair the Flair was easy work, isn't that easy promo? Isn't that an easy check? Why not go cash that check? And that's
it'll be a huge check too, because the thing is, like, bro, it only takes 5 minutes of promotion.
Okay.
To fucking like boom, you got a star. It's you can like, dude, I sold out the Alexis Rocha fight in LA.
Mm-hmm.
I sold that shit out within a few days because I didn't even know if I was fighting. Was I fighting this or that? I didn't even know what was going on. That was an extremely late notice fight, and I'm low on chips, so I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna take it regardless, man. Fuck it, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like that. Whereas though, like, I prove over and over that like I can do it, you know, and sold the Broner fight, and it's like, so one thing's for certain, you can't say it's low risk. I mean, low reward. Because like, look, you're not going to sell if you're not a salesman and you don't have an opponent that sells. Right. Nobody gave a fuck about Boots beating his last opponent. All it was a title. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it was that big of a deal. We almost forgot about it the moment it happened. You know, the Karen fight, like, it's a shame because, like, we want more memorable things happening, and like the only memorable thing that happened is Broner's tooth getting knocked out. It's just ridiculous how bad boxing is gone, you know. And then now we're talking about Manny Pacquiao at 40 years old trying to make a comeback for the belt, and it's a lot of nonsense going on, man. Like, and it's like,
how does
where
that
does
happen?
the People's Champion go from here on?
How does that happen? That and again, Manny gets ranked. He hasn't fought
popularity. We are
popularity contest.
That's it, bro. Like,
it ain't really about popularity. You know, it's really about just like, honestly, there's some racism going on with it, but then there's also
elaborate on that. What do you mean?
Political problems going on. Like, it's a lot of nonsense going on, you know.
Hold on. What elaborate on the racism? What do you mean by that? Like, elaborate on that.
For instance, I couldn't be the guy at Golden Boy. Why? Because I'm not Mexican enough. Even though I lived in Mexico, I started my career in Mexico. I have Mexican family, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? I even speak a little Spanish, motherfucker. What the fuck? But then, like, when it comes to this shit, it's like I'm not Mexican enough for them. They need to promote their Mexican fighters for their Mexican fans. And the thing is, I believe truly that, like, there can be a champion that rises above political views, that rises above racism, above like all of these entities, and that's the true champion. That would be the people's champion. You know what I mean? That's actually stands for the boxing culture and also provides the entertainment that's well needed in boxing today. And like, that's like right now, what you see is what somebody like an Ali person would be having to go through in today's time. Because in the yesterday's time, at least they fought each other. You know what I mean? Yeah. If Ali was me, he wouldn't have gotten that fight with Sonny Liston, even become world champion. I got that same belt that he got. What the fuck? The NABF belt? I got that exact same belt. I did not get a chance to fight for the world title yet. So you see how crazy that shit is? As a matter of fact, the person that has the belt now, that has the title now, he's ranked really, really high. He's like top 3 or some shit. And like in the WBC anyways. And it's crazy because like Golden Boy didn't make sure that I wasn't getting where I need to be.
Yeah, what happened with that whole fallout, bro, with Golden Boy? What happened with that fallout with Golden Boy? I thought y'all was good. Yeah, I mean, especially after the Hooker win, after everything was good, they're just gonna move forward. I mean, you got a world champion on a resume. What happened, bro?
Okay, let's put it like this. They brought me in as an underdog. My first big fight was Ferdinand Karubian, which was this Armenian Olympian that they swore by. and I finally say yes to the fight. They gave me a belt, whatever, and I won. You know what I mean? And I was a 16-1 underdog. They kept putting me in with hard fighters, and I kept winning. And then I gained my exposure by setting myself with branding. Everything I started to brand myself with the woo, with the ring entrance, with the type of clothes I wear, and what ends up happening, I started bringing on the fans, but I didn't just win the fans, I won the networks. Right. So what ends up happening, we end up having an issue where, like, okay, we're supposed to be on these Canelo fight, and we can't get on the Canelo fight. Oh, like they're like, yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. And then no, we're gonna put you on the preliminary fights. And I'm like, no, I need to be on the main card. Right, like, right. And like that's what you promised. And of course they'll be like, no, we'll talk about that later. I'm like, okay, the zone, yo, how? So yeah, so what's happening is that they don't have me on the main card. What? You're the most entertaining fighter that we have. Like, we need to have you on the card. Don't worry, I'm gonna call Golden Boy. Golden Boy calls me back. Yeah, we got you on the card. We're gonna just make you the opening bout, blah blah blah.
TV opener.
Yeah, the opener and all that stuff. And the thing is, all throughout that career, all throughout that time with Golden Boy, I had to really force their hands. And then what ends up happening, COVID happened, this and that, and they just found a way to string me along and drain me out of my life or whatever by like giving me these like one fight per year type situations until they finally like, okay, boom, we got the Rocha fight. And I'm like, what, man? Like, I'm like, dude, I haven't had a fight in almost a year now, and you're giving me this fight on late notice. I'm like, fuck. Well, I'm out of finances, so like setting up a training camp to even prepare for this later on in life probably ain't going to work out. They don't
know, man. Them camps alone, them camps cost, man. Especially a good camp costs.
A good camp costs. That's why, like, when motherfuckers come to me like, yeah, how about 30K? How about we give you 30K for a tune-up? What? My fucking training camp costs 30K. Like
30K?
Like, to look, that's what it costs for me to get to Broner. You know what I mean? The half an M bag, I had to get ready like 100%.
People offered you 30K?
Yeah, people do that stupid shit all the time, man. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? It's always something.
25K for a tune-up bag. They do that shit.
So it's a lot of nonsense. It's a lot of nonsense going on, and so it's like where do we go with boxing when people like me don't make it? See, because the thing is, when people like me don't make it, boxing is fucked up. No, that's kind of where it is.
Crazy.
When you can't start from zero to become something, and you just got all these fucking like paper champions and cute little glitz and glamour bullshit. Like, fucking look, man, Devin Haney, he was made up. You know what I'm saying? Like this, like he didn't come from the rubble and wreckage of like life. He was already there. I mean, what kind of motherfucker is already stunting with Lambos and jewelry before he even got a fucking fight? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So it's
title, yeah. Nah, Dev was set. Dev ain't gonna lie. Dev been flaunting before he got the belt.
yeah. Like, so it's a different ball game. Because right now, like, if boxing truly lives and dies with the underdog and with somebody that represents the people, what happens when that particular type of champion does not make it? Right. It becomes a problem, and it becomes a problem in boxing, and things like this happen. Whereas though we just like, you know what, fuck this shit, I'm gonna watch a Jake Paul fight, man. Like, you know what I mean? And watch these female undercards. You know.
Do you have anything in the works right now? That's the like a lot of people asking when we mentioned the last time, what they like seeing on Instagram, a lot of everybody's been asking what's been going on. What do you have in the pipeline now that you can share, or or anything, any idea what's going on next?
Well, right now, 100%, I'll be on the Conor Ben Eubank rematch. Nice. The second fight, I'll definitely be on that. Probably most likely the co-feature, the main, co-event or whatever.
That's still big. That's big. That's big. If you get the co-feature, that's a big deal.
Yeah. But we just gotta get somebody that's stupid enough to fight me. So.
I was reading your tweets. I always follow them, and you had elaborate. You said basically that you're out of your deal. You have new management. Because my question was before that was, how was your management allowing you to be avoided? Because I was talking to Iceman Scully, and he said rankings and all that are basically managers' politics.
Yes. They show up to the sanctioned bodies, events, and they put your name in the hat. Mm-hmm. And they throw it at the board, and you land, and that's when you're ranked at. That's how it really is. And that's what you show up, but hey, I got my guy. I feel like he should be ranked in the top 15. They put you in there. That's from management. That's from managers showing up.
And that's my point. Like, we watched William Sco become the #1 contender for Canelo. I never even heard of Sco. Jamel, you didn't hear of Sco.
I've never heard that, man. And I never heard that name. Didn't know nothing about his existence.
Exactly.
Ever.
And if you name the top fighters at 147, let's say you name 10, you got to name Blair. So how isn't Blair ranked the #1 contender for any of those?
At least. Yeah. Let's put it like this. Nobody. Very few people have an actual name on a resume, and even fewer have more than one ex-champion on their resume. So it's kind of an issue right now, whereas though, like, how am I not there? And like, they always try to throw something out, they always try to throw something out there. And as far as like the management was horrible. I mean, let's put it like this. I showed up to the sanctioning bodies myself. I showed up to the conferences myself, representing myself. You can't make this shit up.
I've been to the WBO convention, so I already know how it is with the meeting,
the WBO. I showed up to the WBO, showed up to the WBC. Matter of fact, I had to get my belt that I was supposed to win at the fight in Germany. I had to pick it up in Germany because promoters not working either. Like, nobody's doing their fucking job. Like, you know what I mean? Mm. And yeah, it just got into a point where, as though, like, I'm very, very loyal, and I love the people that I'm with, but eventually I have to move on. I have to set aside my love and my compassion and my loyalty and put it the way it is. And right now it was like I have to leave my management, because they're not managing.
Right.
If he was, we would have had the Pacquiao fight 2-3 years ago. We would have had the Adrian Broner fight 2 or 3 years ago. There was a lot of entities going on. Matter of fact, I had a guy like, yo, bro, I'm living in Malibu, bro. I had people that was willing to put up the investment for the actual fight, for the Broner fight. Like, yo, look, I'll put up 2-3 million right now. Let's make that happen. Just show up to Malibu, show up to Nobu, we'll get it popping. You know what I mean? And never happened. It's a lot of nonsense going on. But
you moved on
outside, and I'm moving forward.
So are you signed out to a new manager? What's going to be the difference? What do you feel is the difference now with the new manager that you have?
Say on a Conor Ben card. He said co-main event, but I get what you're saying. But yeah, that right there alone is opportunities already being presented to this man.
Absolutely.
But who are they going to be able to get? Because Blair wants that big name. He wants that big fight. He wants to make an impact at 147.
Right.
Who do you want on that Conor Ben card?
Absolutely, anybody that makes sense. We can, like, we even had conversations with possibly fighting Regis Prograis if we don't, because Josh Taylor lost, and then the guy that he lost to wasn't a big enough name. That's what he's saying. I was like, I'll sweep his ass regardless. But they're like, no, no, he's not a big enough name for that, for this particular type of card. So we got to get somebody else that's either a big name or at least a good name for the UK fans. Okay. And so we're trying to figure it out, you know. The thing is, right, the guy that I have with me,
I have him call up Jack Carroll.
Has everybody behind him, huh?
What about UK wide? Because you know UK is different with they fighters. Like they'll ride with them to the end. I could see maybe a Jack Carroll moving up. You know what I mean, for 47.
No, Jack Carroll is at 147. He's a great fighter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
I think he's taken right now. I think he's burnt out, or I don't know. There's something. There was some kind of reason why Jack Carroll wasn't.
But his name popped up. But his name popped up on the radar.
Oh, absolutely.
Right, yeah,
his name definitely popped up. There was a bunch of names that popped up, but like, you know, obviously they're all fighting each other.
Right, yeah, they're all tied up. Everybody's tied up.
We do know.
Busy. So
we
like
do know a couple names that aren't fighting anymore, and that's Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez. And you went out and said, why not make that happen? Well, I mean, has there been any attempt or any conversation in regards to those fights? Do you think they would be interested in fighting on that card?
Well, Devin Haney looked like he was trying to fight me when they were trying to talk with BLK Prom to make the fight happen, trying to find the resources and this and that. And I'm like, come on, let's get it. I'm gonna knock you clean the fuck out. But nah, he I don't know. So the whole thing is, the great thing is that my management is heavily tied with Turki Al-Sheikh. So we might be able to pull these cards. Pull these guys into a fight with me, pay them enough money.
Who do you want?
Man, Rolly Romero, Ryan Garcia, big names.
All right, I want to throw out some names, but I want you to give me because I'm gonna throw out some names from 140 to 47 because you see of a boxing. A lot of these guys probably plan on moving up anyway. So I'm gonna just throw out some names. Gary Russell.
Great fighter.
All right. Richardson Hitchens.
I don't know too much about Richardson Hitchens, but that would be a good fight. I love that right now. Like right now. Like what?
I see my man Springs TV. He mentioned Mario Barrios.
Absolutely. Man, that's the fight that we really need. I mean, everything is kind of like they're just trying to like play their positions, man. Like the WBC refused to have me up there, man. Like I don't know why. Like, you know, like
what about a showdown in Philly? Boots Ennis.
I would love that fight. Why not make it happen? Like,
why hasn't that happened? Why hasn't it happened? You and Boots. I don't get it.
Let's just put it like this, man. If I show up and I look him in his eyes, things change immediately.
I'm listening.
You know things change immediately. That's because I fucked everybody up in Philly, bro. I was horrible, man. Like, what? I was a fucking wrecking machine out there. But you know, I don't know why. Like the only why that it's not happening is because of Eddie Hearns and trying to protect Boots, and Boots trying not to get his head knocked off, because the only thing is you can't people, like a lot of guys aren't going to be able to beat Boots.
Right.
As long as he stays away from me, he wins.
Damn.
And that's the problem. But the thing is, you're not the truth if you're hiding from somebody that's talking the most shit and everybody notice. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you got one other person from Philly that is the shit too. Maybe you should fight him. And a lot of people are trying to get away from that idea. You know?
I mean, it makes sense. You're both from Philly. You're both at 147. He needs a big popular name that's going to sell the fight. He's not much of a seller. I just don't understand why it hasn't happened. It irritates me. I have this conversation with Jamal all the time. I'm like, this is the perfect opponent. I want to see you against Rolly Romero. I want to see the presser. These are fights to me that are entertaining because at the end of the day, boxing is not supposed to be wrestling. But at the end of the day, you got to sell the fight, and there's nobody that sells a fight better than you and Rolly. Why can we get a Rolly fight? What do you think about Rolly Romero?
I would love that fight. You know, if I was if that fight was under a better promotion, the Broner fight would have been monumental. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it would have been unbelievable. You would have got to see a whole lot of shit. It would have probably been a documentary, all kinds of shit. But no, it was with Don King and his old ass ways that never really worked out. Like,
I'm about to say, how was it down there with Don, man? But
Don is amazing. He's definitely an artifact. You know what I mean? And you know. And he's an artifact in boxing, and you can't keep doing the same things that you thought was working in the 80s and 90s. We're so far done and gone.
I said that, no. I said, man, I said, listen, I respect Don, what he did in boxing, but it's not even the early 2000s Don King. This is 25 years later Don King, and things are definitely different. He's not the same. He doesn't have the same machine as a Bob Arum has today. And that's what makes the difference in terms of where he's at now in the sport of boxing.
That's because Bob Arum has a slew of other people to help him.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's not worried about like kicking some dough out to people that can do a better job than him in whatever avenue that it might be. You know, he has, like, Top Rank has presence in the world of social media and things like that. Like, Don don't have any of that, right. And he likes to overmanage. You know what I mean? Certain things, and
it's
like,
crazy, bro. I'm telling you, I was going
in places where he shouldn't be at this point. Like,
it's crazy because I was going on based off your fight. I remember someone telling me I was working with a fighter back in Cincinnati. They were trying to tell me, you know, we get him on, basically get him on a young kid, get him on fight on Pro Box, whatever, to get him started. Then they felt some way. They didn't like the deal. They tried to tell me that, oh, well, what's the nigga called Don King? I'm like, yo, Don King has one card maybe per year, if that, and then you gotta find a TV or network to put it on. So, like, why do y'all keep thinking that Don King is still doing things like we are, like the Showtime boxing? This is not the same anymore. But again, like I said, I seen how they treated your fight with Adrian. I seen the build up, like you mentioned. If it was someone else, y'all would have got like at least, like, you know how like HBO 20 Showtime All Access something to build it up. We didn't get any of that, but people still think that Don King is this big promoter that he was in the 80s and 90s.
Clearly he wasn't, because it looked like it was shot with a camera film. Like, it was hard. I hated it, but I tuned in anyway because
we all tuned in. Yeah,
it's crazy. There's people that want to call up. We're gonna take a caller real quick. Ash is blowing up my phone trying to get to you, Blair.
Yeah, she's trying to get to you bad. I don't know what it was.
I don't know what
she's definitely trying to get to your ass.
I'm calling her right now. She was. Hold on. Let's see if she answers right now. She called like 15 times.
Hello?
Ash, what's up? You're on with Jamel and the most entertaining.
Oh my God, I'm not even prepared. Oh my God.
Yeah, you was calling like you was ready to talk though, like a lot of chat. You arguing everybody and shit. Like,
that was like a half an hour ago. I wasn't even prepared.
Plenty of time to get your questions in order. Now you're on the spot. You didn't hang up. You don't call. You had to pick up.
You're on with the most entertaining. Come on, what's going on?
What's up, Ash? How you doing?
Hey, what's up?
All is well.
I don't even know where you guys left off at, to be honest with you.
Well, where do you want to start, Ash?
Wait. What's your question? Where you want to start at?
So Blair is still on?
Yeah, he's talking to you.
Now she's shy. It's crazy.
No, I'm not shy. This is not random. I wasn't expecting for you guys to call back. But Blair, what's up?
What's up?
I think never mind, they out there. So what's up? What's going on? So who do you want next in all actuality? Because the last fight you had was Brona. That was like a year ago. You lost to Rosa. Who do you want next? I wasn't listening. I was trying to listen, but I wasn't really listening because I got a lot going on. So who do you want next?
Who do I want next? Well, Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero will probably be the guys that I really want next, just because it's kind of perfect when it comes to the entertainment side.
Yeah.
And then outside of that, pretty much all the guys that got a belt can get it. And so yeah, I'm just honestly, it's almost to a point where it's anybody, but as long as the money is right, we can make it happen.
All right, so we know that it's not going to be Ryan Garcia because he has an injury to his hand and to his shoulder.
Yeah, I don't believe that injury, but continue.
I mean, his hand was messed up forever. Like, he never threw that right hand. It was worth shit anyways.
I'm sorry, Blair. No, don't do that. He literally had surgery to his hand.
Like Blair said, it's been hurt for the longest.
All right. I don't know about that part, but we're gonna take it easy on my guy. Ryan Garcia. We're not gonna do that.
Oh my God, whatever. Well, he does have a fight coming up. He's on the co-main event, right? Against with the Chris Eubanks fight. The rematch with Chris Conor Ben.
He's looking for an opponent. He's looking for an opponent.
Looking for a good opponent. So, hopefully we can get a big name.
Springs TV said if Errol Spence would have returned, you take that fight.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So Blair, I did say that I don't mind seeing you on the prelims. How do you feel about that?
The prelims of what?
Prelims.
Any fight, it doesn't matter.
The prelims.
I don't know.
Yes.
Because I wouldn't mind, but like it'll just be a big step back, and it won't really do my fans justice. That's one of the biggest problems.
Yo, you have fans? But Lord, you have fans? What fans do you have?
I'm showing for your neck. Oh, okay.
Hold on, Ash. You ain't gonna disrespect my guy.
I know. I really need to take it there because you have fans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ash, I can't let you disrespect my guy like that.
Very few people don't know me. That's
go ahead. Let us speak of mine. I know Blair gonna come back with some shit.
I mean,
Blair.
It's Friday.
French fries, though.
It's good. No.
You know, he fought Hookah, Solomon, Raymond. Who else he fought? He lost to Rota. You gotta add my man Maurice Hooker on there. Is another he was a world champion. You gotta add those names too, though. Respectfully.
Yeah.
Respectfully, Ash. You gotta add those names. I'm saying
He got knocked down 3 times in a fight that he was supposed to win, and he came into the fight. He came into the weigh-ins weighing 7-8 pounds heavier, like overweight. We still fought, and he gets knocked down 3 times in the first 2 rounds, and then battles.
And then
gets beat down the whole fight.
You got quiet. Ashley, where you at?
And that was only 3 months after the Rocha. Everybody thought I was done. And then what ends up happening right after the Hooker fight, I call for the Verge Ortiz fight, to which Golden Boy Oscar De La Hoya said it was too risky and we don't want to have that fight. And then I went.
Wasn't that that was in the 6th round, wasn't it? No.
What?
The Ortiz fight.
No, well, we were like, they had promised me Ortiz after the Maurice Hooker fight. They thought I was done, and they thought it would be easy. And then after I beat Hooker the way I beat him, they changed their minds on the idea of me fighting Virgil Ortiz. So it's only under the circumstances that he wins. So, and after that, after that, they put a hold on my career for 2 years.
All right, Ash, I'm gonna move
Still
forward.
owe me $1 million. I can't wait for that money to come in September.
No, but outside of that, the last time that you fought was Adrian Bona. That was almost a year ago.
Right.
So where we at with it at this point is what
we
went through that, Ash.
I'm gonna speak on it. We haven't covered that, Ashley, but you missed that part. We covered that.
Yeah. Ash, we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna take some more questions from everybody else. Right? I appreciate you.
Love you, Ash.
Appreciate you. I apologize for that. I didn't know she was gonna do that, but good sport. Ash, prelims. I'm like, prelims? Are you? Who are we talking to right now? Like, no, are you crazy? They said, hold on, where are we? Jamel, please continue. I forgot what we were saying at this point.
Yeah, I should do. Now we're just taking just calls.
Absolutely, I would.
You know what I mean? But nah,
You talking Charlo?
Champions and the people. Yeah, somebody said younger Charlo. Y'all come with that younger. I mean, they are twins, but I get what y'all saying. Y'all don't buy them.
You mean the lighter Charlo?
Like,
the 154 Charlo? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He can't hit a moving target. That's a problem. And as long as you're disciplined, I beat Charlo. His power won't be able to touch me.
What do you? Let's switch gears. What do you think about the events that transpired this weekend with Keyshawn Davis not making weight at 135 against De Los Santos? What was your take on that?
Well, it's a big letdown. You know, I wanted to see Keyshawn. I've been seeing him in the gym. I've seen him train.
Right.
Looks wonderful. Great work from his team and his trainers. They're working on some very interesting skills, and I wanted to see it happen. You know, right. And it's not happening, and it's because of his weight. And it's like, how do you not make weight? Look, I came off a 2-year layoff, a full camp, and made weight. Made under 147. You know, and why can't he do that? Like, he has fights very, very consistently, you know, and like he's saying that, you know, he's growing out of the weight class, but it happened so fast, it seemed like, because he's been fighting consistently. Mm-hmm. and he has a world title. I'll be damned if I don't make weight in a weight class that I have a title in, you know. So I don't know. Maybe there be some discipline things going on that needs to be handled outside the ring.
Actually, hold on. I gotta tell you, we didn't mean to catch you off guard, but you kept calling in, so we figured you was ready to speak now.
Right.
My bad. I didn't cut you off. I don't have the phone, so you got to go talk to Norms on that one. I had the phone.
Nah, hell no. I had
it. Norms got to do it for that. I see. Listen, I get to everybody in the comments. I try to get to y'all. Y'all want to call in? Please call in. But like I said, I try to get. If you can't call in, write what you got to write, and we'll answer it. But my bad, actually, we didn't know you was unprepared. We thought we kept saying you kept trying to call, and we figured that you was ready to go.
Blair, so De Los Santos looked like he wants smoke also with Jamel. I don't know if you peeped that on Twitter.
I don't know what the hell that was.
Jamel was he made a comment about how De Los Santos looked. He looked drained.
You seen that man? That man, like I said, that man coming off a 2-year layoff. He looked little as hell. You know what I mean? Credit to him. He did make the weight. And you got to give him credit for that. You know, he was professional.
He made it.
He made the weight. But then I was speaking to somebody on the side. They said that he was out that long because he had health issues, whatever, with his leg or something like that. So I get it. But at the same time, I'm like, my concern is the fighters. I was like, whatever. Listen, if you want to go in there, that's your business. You everybody got to eat. Everybody got money to make. I understand where you're coming from, but it wasn't nothing like on my end, no issue. But again, I've never turned down nobody. Don't care how you feel.
I mean, at least he walked away with his full purse, De Los Santos. But now
he walked away with his purse. Wow!
Yeah, exactly.
I wish I would show up, make weight, and just walk away with the purse.
Usually they don't. Usually you don't even get a percentage. You'd be lucky if you get a cut if you what you're supposed to get in it. So he got off really well.
I just have to take the fucking fight.
Hey, that's Ty Rank being real generous. So shout out to Ty Rank for doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying too with Edwin. Well, yeah, Blair. He said he could have before I could have got. Usually, you don't get shit. If anything, they'll be like, we owe you a fight. We'll get you onto the next card or whatever, and we'll still pay you the same. That's usually the best they can do. I've never seen it where they actually still give the fighter his full purse and let him go on his way.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was like, I would not even mad if I was at. I'd have been in a good mood. I didn't have to get punched in the face and got paid.
But you gotta stand like you gotta stand up too. There was a world title on the line.
I mean, you know what sucks? Is it in Virginia, the fight?
Yeah, but it was a world title on the line. You still took the fight in your heart for you thinking I'm gonna win this fight. So I don't care where it's that. It's a world. Sometimes in those champions, listen. He came off a 2-year layoff to a loss to Shakur for that title, and then to come right, then get a call and get another title shot again. Of course, he's gonna take it. Blair would take that shit right now. If he called Blair right now, hey, we got a world title fight for you, but it's in his home. He's not gonna care because that's how real fighters are. We're gonna have to strap down and take the fight, and we're gonna go for broke.
I'm talking about the people that bought tickets to see.
That's different.
Keyshawn, that's wild. I mean, if I'm a promoter,
I'm offering refunds, but I think
did they close? They shut down the whole fights.
Abdullah.
No, Mason's gonna be headlining.
He got bumped up to the main event.
Okay, so he got good. So at least they didn't lose the whole card. You know, a lot of times they have such bad cards that they don't even have a supporting like main event. You know, like if the main event fall out.
Yeah, the main event fall out, usually the whole card just collapses.
Yeah, and like everybody's out of a check.
Top rank, shout out to Top Rank, because you got to give Top Rank credit because not only did they save the card, they still allow others on the card to still get paid, make a payday. You know what I mean? So Blair made a good point. Usually the main event falls apart, nobody gets paid. Everybody goes home and hopes to get the call for the next one.
No, 100%. But the crazy thing, it's his hometown. People bought tickets to see him. That's where it's kind of like, I mean, he's gonna face some scrutiny behind that, bro. Like they're gonna lose a lot of money.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, at least his brothers. You know, I know the Keyshawn was the headliner, but his brothers still get a chance opportunity. And I think Kelvin has a good fight with Albright. That should be a good one that people are looking at under the radar, in my opinion. But yeah, I get it, man. For the most part, people came out to see Keyshawn, their world champion, represent, you know, the not only the city but the state of Virginia, and things happen. Hold on, and I actually got a question for Blair. We can pull it up, boy. She's still talking, Blair. She's still talking.
I don't know. I think she was twisted. I'm gonna Blair as well.
All right, my question to Blair is: do you still feel like you have your speed? Yeah, absolutely. It's more creative now. Like I have certain things that I do it's more controlled. I had so much speed, it was kind of ridiculous. You know, it was kind of ridiculous when I was younger. But now I'm like in a position where I can control it. So I'm not speedballing through shit.
He said, somebody said he disrespected Sweet Pea's legacy and disgraced that arena. He definitely lost some fans regarding Keyshawn Davis this weekend. I mean, listen, man. I'm really surprised about the whole Keyshawn thing, and I was talking to Jamal earlier, and I was like, "Yo, I didn't expect them to cancel the fight." Like,
I ain't expect it. I
thought they'd offer more money.
Like I tell you before, bro. I think it's one of those things where, again, crazy. He got the purse, so it was like, why take the risk? That right, because usually, and Blair, you can chime in on this too. Usually, most fighters would be like, because Blair said the same thing with the Maurice Hooker fight. When I seen 4 pounds, I was like, okay, it's overweight, but it's not crazy because we usually see guys. Usually the limit is like 10 before they shut a whole car, they shut the fight down. So when I seen 4 pounds, I still thought they was gonna take the fight, but I still thought it was gonna be dangerous because if they didn't put a rehydration clause or where Keyshawn had to come in the next day and weigh in again, it was gonna be bad for Edwin. But I'm figuring now, since they got the full purse, why do I need to go in there with the bigger guy if I already got what I came for? And I'm pretty sure opportunities will come. He'll get another opportunity elsewhere, whether it's back with the PBC or whatever. He will get another opportunity because he trained for full camp, so he's in shape or whatever. So he'll get another opportunity. But if you could walk away with a full check and still doesn't go get another opportunity, can't be mad at it.
Yeah. I mean, shit. Listen, I'm just looking forward to some big fights coming up, man. There's a lot going on this year. Hopefully, my guy gets a big opponent. Rolly Romero. I mean, you're out there. You just won the belt, your biggest fight ever. This, in my opinion, this could be one of the biggest ones to go down. I don't know. Like I said, man, I'm here, Blair. You know I rock with you heavy.
Absolutely. Thank you for the support.
Oh,
you know, man,
like I said, we want to see you back, bro. So
man, where's the haters in the comments, man?
Ash, I mean, we could call her back, man. There's always listen. I think you have more fans.
Haters, man.
Ashley, she's saying I did her dirty. She did say she's a little
tipsy. It's Friday. I get it, Ashley. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's time. It's time to get out.
Say this in Santa Cruz has a medical issue. If anybody got any questions, you guys can call up. Blair said he's with the smoke right now. If you guys want to call up, leave it in there. It's up to you guys. But what else? Let me ask you a question. You took a shot at my man Canelo. I usually don't allow no Canelo slander on this show, but since you are my other guy, Blair, I'm gonna let you rock with that one. Who do you got, Bud Crawford or Canelo Alvarez at in September?
What weight class are they fighting in?
168.
168.
Yep.
Ooh, that's a bit. I don't know. Honestly, I'm just happy to be a part of it. You know, I mean, I remember Canelo from when we were actually kids. He used to be on my undercards in these little amateur tournaments that we were doing in Mexico. But I don't know. That's just I think this girl got a shot, man. I think Crawford might have a shot. But honestly, like, how the fuck are you gonna even hurt Canelo? Canelo is like,
I don't think he does.
I mean, he's been like shit since the whole Triple G thing. He's been bulletproof. Like, you know, hell, even that dude that beat him, like, what's his name?
Bivol.
Oh yeah,
right.
Like, he didn't really hurt him. He just kept hitting him 1,000 times. Like, you know. So I don't know. So if anything, I would think that that Crawford would find a way to just win, just outbox him and just win on scorecards. Because the thing is, right, like, nowadays it's like the person that wins is the one with the most status if it gets close. Mm-hmm. But in a close fight against somebody like Crawford might be able to edge him out in the judges.
Go back to what you just said. You said that he was an undercard on a lot of your cards when you were coming up in Mexico. Yeah. How does that actually work coming up in? Because I hear a lot of people, they say they build their records out in Mexico.
Okay, like, let's put it like this. Like, I was an amateur in Mexico. I was actually fighting in Mexico in like death matches. Like, when motherfuckers nowhere near my weight class, it was crazy. You know, and like, when you fight, you can finish them. They allow you to finish them. And the one that wins the fight cares for who the most. So, like, I come in there with all the booze, and then I leave with all the chairs. And like, of course, they called me Apollo back then. You know what I mean? That was like my nickname, Apollo, and the name that I went under was Romero. You know what I mean? Because I'm on a run, bro. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. You're not just gonna skip that. Hold on. What?
My man's on the run. He was in the run. He was on the run, chilling in Mexico.
Yeah. So he was on the run to Mexico.
You must be the biggest Blair, you know what I'm saying, fan I had. You don't even know that.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that this guy was on the real life blood sport. Like, what? That's insane.
Yeah, do what you had to do.
Hold on, there was real life, like, people dying there, like, seriously, or like?
Yeah, like, all right, let's put it like this. I moved to Mexico because my father was on the FBI most wanted list. He crashed the airplane with over $100 million in money and coke, and just a lot of weight. The weight was too heavy for the plane. The plane fucking crashed, bro. And what ends up happening, we end up fleeing. So I left my Beverly Hills life, living in Hollywood. You know what I mean? I left my Beverly Hills life to fucking be boom in fucking Mexico around a whole bunch of other cartel motherfuckers. And then like, yo, I'm living in this position where as though I don't even exist, bro. Like I have fake IDs, fake this, fake that, fake names. I like, you know, to a point, and I'm already fucked up. I'm young. I already don't have an identity. So like to that point, I was like, you know what? What's the most reckless shit I can get into? And at the time, because I'm doing the most shit, like we're cartel kids. We're doing all kinds of shit. We don't have any rules against us. You know what I mean? I'm fucking racing cars and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just doing the most, having parties. And like the most reckless shit I could get into at the time was boxing. So I go to the slums in the very toughest areas in Guadalajara and start training. I sparred my first day. And then after that, only 2 weeks later, I had my first fight, and I just kept fighting, trying to hopefully die, but it just never happened. I just got better and better. Shit. You know what I mean? And I never lost. That was the crazy part. But maybe it was because I was willing to die. You know what I mean? And like I was like in these amateur shows, they always put me as like the main event of the show, of the like little smoker shows. And the reason why is because I have this afro, I'm a black dude, and they're gonna put me up against the toughest guy they have. Yeah, the toughest guy they have wasn't Canelo. Let's just put it like that. Like, you know what I mean? So we ended up fighting and everything, and like, yeah, that was actually a thing. And like I was in death matches, and matter of fact, I never even had a cup. I didn't even know, like, yo, I used to think if you had a cup on, you was a pro. I used to, you know what I mean?
What the fuck?
He was in the streets.
To be fancy,
bro. That's not the streets. This is a whole nother level, bro. Like,
bro, I'm from the fucking gutter of gutters, bro. Like,
dude, like this is like a fucking movie. So hold on, how were you able to become pro and come over here? Like, how the hell did that happen?
Well, I finally had an opportunity to come back to America. And everything was crashing. Fucking El Chapo's in jail, and everything's in an uproar. People getting kidnapped, and thank goodness I didn't get kidnapped, but people around me got kidnapped. Some of my family members got kidnapped, but like, you know, I got out of there. You know what I mean? We paid a couple $1 million to make sure motherfuckers are safe. And like when I came back to America, and to live with my stepmom. Well, what was initially I consider my stepmom, my dad's ex-girlfriend. You know what I mean? And like I was training in New York for a little bit, and then she, of course, she kicked me out, and I'm fucking living. And then I go all the way back to square one, back to where everything started in Philadelphia, and I'm broke. I have nothing, and I'm nobody. And then I had to start my life all over again. And yeah, and of course go through hell, find God, and then somehow make it. Like, you know what I mean?
You have arguably the greatest story I've ever heard.
Right? I told you, how you that? Yo, that's just shit crazy.
Oh, I mean, I feel like he's lying to me right now. I love this guy more now. Like,
if that's not an underdog story, I don't know what to tell you. That's
it's a movie. Like, how is it just not being filmed right now? So you working
on it. I actually just talked to like one of the like a film writer to like help me with it, because I got a couple projects that we're working on, some TV shows and a movie. Bro, just the story alone is unbelievable. It's actually unbelievable that I made it this far.
Dude, this is the greatest story I think I've ever heard. Like I feel like you're lying to me right now, bro. Like, this is nuts. Like, from cartel kids to, I mean, and I guess that's why you're the most resilient guy I've ever seen in boxing, bro. Like, nothing phases you, bro. My hat's off to you.
2-year layoff and then come back better. 1 year layoff, come back better. 1 year layoff, come back better. And the thing is, I don't see anybody else doing that shit. Like, you know what I mean?
No.
with no money. With no money. I'm broke, bro. Like, you know what I mean? All that cartel money is gone, dog. We just, like, I had to start off from the scraps, from broke nothingness. In Philadelphia, in one of the most dangerous streets in the world, training in West Philadelphia. It was horrible. It was crazy. You know what I mean? And then you got somebody like me that's like so fucking pure hearted. Cause bro, before I got to Philadelphia, all I knew was Beverly Hills. Like do you really think I'm that dude? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, it was crazy. And it's like, thank goodness I ain't kill nobody or like get killed. You know what I mean? Or end up going to jail. And I just somehow made it. I found God. And like, motherfucker, I was really trying to find God. It was a point in time where like I was going to church like 5 times a week. Like, you know what I mean? I go to this church and then this church on Sunday too. And then this church, like, you know what I mean? It was crazy. And man. And once I found God, like I finally was like, you know what? I got to get out of Philadelphia. And that was already after a 3-year layoff. Cause I started my career in like 2011 or some shit. And then like I had 4 fights and I was 4-0 forever. Nobody wanted to fuck with me. Nobody in Philadelphia ever wanted to fuck with me. You know what I mean? And then eventually I'm like, you know what? Like I gotta get the fuck out of here. And only through God's grace, I somehow made it to Las Vegas. You know what I mean? Like it's unbelievable. It's an unbelievable story. Like, bro, my car was broken. So I had to pray and a mechanic fixed my car for the money that I actually have. You know what I mean? And then I drive straight, no pit stops, nothing. Like I'm just coked up on caffeine. I'm like, I'm not stopping this car.
I thought because he was coked
I'm not
up.
stopping this car because if this car breaks down before we make it, we're done for. You know what I mean? Like, no, keep the engine running, babe, because I gotta go and get some gas right quick. I'm gonna fill this bitch while it's still running. You know what I mean? And keep it going. And then somehow we made it. We made it to Vegas. And dude, I applied to one job. That I got that one job. I'm usually used to applying to like 1,000 jobs. I only applied to one job. Got that one job. Quit within 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And I was in the air for 2 weeks before somebody came in and said, you know what? I'm going to give you a shot and I'm willing to pay you whatever the hell you was getting paid from your job to just train. And that's what happened. Like, this is unbelievable shit. You know what I mean? I can't make it up. And then finally I got my career going and then back with Golden Boy. Now, remember, just a few years ago, Bernard Hopkins said I would never be able to get on Golden Boy. I haven't had a fight in forever. It'll probably take me until I'm 10-0 to get to Golden Boy. And then eventually Bernard Hopkins had to change his attitude. You know what I mean? And a lot of things happened, man. And then, and it spiraled on to there. And then of course we have more bullshit. Don't worry, it gets worse. You know what I mean? Breaking off with Golden Boy because they won't fight me with Virgil Ortiz. They don't want me to be the best. You know what I mean? I'm in the peak of my prime. I'm like, yo, first of all, I can prove to you that the Rocha fight was a fluke. 3 months later, boom. It shook Golden Boy up. It shook Rocha up. It shook everybody up. They're like, oh shit. Eyes wide open. They're like, oh no, we got to stop this dude. You know what I mean? We're not going to release you. Even though our contract is up, we're just not going to release you. I'm like, yeah, but the contract's up. Yeah, but we're not going to release you. And you're not going to fight me with Ortiz? No, absolutely not. And then of course, that whole shit had to go through. And then eventually, like I break out of that contract with lawyers and shit like that. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I had to file a lawsuit. So we're in a big ass lawsuit. They owe me $1 million for the shit that happened to me. You know what I mean? 2 years off in the peak of my prime. So like, I'm like, okay. So what's next? I get a call from Broner. Hey man, you wanna make the fight happen? I'm like, yeah, let's make that fight happen. Wow. Yeah, and we went straight for it. Signed to the devil with Don King. You know what I mean? This shit is crazy. I can't make this shit up.
Dude, this is the greatest story I think I've ever heard. Like, I'm not even bullshit. Like, look, even some of the people that don't even, whatever haters or whatnot, Nina comes and says, you need to make this a biopic. It's insane. Everybody's agreed. It's fire. Ash, of course, is still drunk. But people are saying, Chris, I don't
Hey, yo, go to the comments, man. I mean,
Liz, but she's like, Nina's defending. She's like, did you hear his life story? Bro, it's the most amazing story. Like, I've never heard anything like that. I'm thinking you just turn, because a lot of people go to Mexico to pad their record and they'll come back. You were literally putting your life on the fucking line. Is crazy. Then the whole side of the relationship with your dad, that is, yo, dog, this is, bro, you're going to win a championship. That's it. You're going to do it. It's going to happen. Boots, you got to fight him. I'm sorry. Stop running. Brian Norman, let somebody fight you. Barrios.
Yeah.
I mean,
the problem is somebody like me is dangerous because I will not stop. I will not give up. I will not stop. And people like Boots that never felt resistance before. You know what I mean? Like, let's put it like this. Let me tell you how he even got to where he was. He had to wait until I leave and turn pro before he starts his amateur career. You know what I mean? Like that, like, no.
Who are you speaking about exactly?
Boots. Like they
really?
like look, we're not fighting him. We're gonna wait until this motherfucker turns pro. Now we can do it. Like they don't they don't get to the nationals if people like me were still around. We all left. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't make it out of fucking Philly. Philly will beat you up.
Mm-hmm.
Philly will beat you up before you even get to the nationals. And people think that fucking the US is soft in the international shit, but really, like, those guys done got beat up by like future champions a billion times over. Like by the time you got through the nationals, the US nationals, like my man right here, like my man done fought like some like actual like true fighters that possibly would have been world champions. Meanwhile, these other guys in these other countries, they only got like 4 or 5 people in their weight class. Like, you know what I mean? We got thousands, you know? So it's crazy. Yeah, it's wild.
I mean, it's crazy that Jamal didn't even know that you were there and you seen him. Like, you literally
was there.
That's crazy.
People were there.
Canelo's people remember me. Well, like they remember me like it was yesterday. Like I actually showed up to Canelo's gym. Like it's actually Eddie Reynoso's gym back in the day. Uh-huh. I showed up to Eddie Reynoso because I wanted him to train me. It was only one good trainer out there, and my idol at the time, Cholo Larios, which is his idol too. But that was the guy that we all looked up to. Oscar Larios was our guy. You know what I'm saying? That's the guy that we all looked up to, and his father was training me. His father, Oscar's father, was training me, and he brought me to Eddie Reynoso. And Eddie Reynoso, I did my thing and everything, did my runs with him and all that stuff. But Canelo wasn't really a thing back in those days. He was still like underground, and they damn sure didn't want him to be seeing me. You know what I mean? And what ends up happening, eventually Eddie Reynoso was like, "Yeah, man, I can't train you." I'm like, "Why?" Like, because you're not Mexican. I'm like, "What?"
No way.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, but look at me, like, you know what I mean? But you know, it didn't matter at the time.
Wait,
so
Eddie
Reynoso, the adversity that I had to go through is just ridiculous.
Eddie Reynoso actually told you he couldn't train you because you weren't Mexican.
That's what they say. That's what they say, man. That's what they say. I don't know, man. But it was kind of rough, you know.
Dog, you have yo, Jamal, I'm like speechless right now because this story, I would watch this in a series, a movie. Yo, I never knew that you act. This is one of my favorite interviews, period, because I got to learn from one of my favorite fighters everything, and I never knew none of this stuff. Jamal, did you know this shit about the cartel and stuff?
I know most because I like I said, I watch everything. I know he actually shared the story. Not as much detail as I probably heard today, but I've definitely heard the story about being on the run and everything, and going to Mexico and so forth, and back to Philly. So I've heard majority of the story already, but yeah, he just added a little more emphasis in this one today.
Nah, that shit is absolutely insane, man. And look, man, I really want you to win a belt, man. I definitely feel like I think it's coming, man. Like at the end of the day, you can't stop God's plan, bro. So I really do believe that you're gonna get it, man, and I'm definitely gonna be rooting you on. But hold on, I ordered a shirt. I didn't get my shirt yet. I'm just letting you know, Blair.
Oh, what? You ordered a shirt?
Yeah, it was on your site. I ordered it and I have not received it. I ordered it in November.
Oh, that's crazy. See, like the guys that were above that, they were dropping the ball. We're gonna make sure we get you something.
Well, I'm a fan, bro. I rock with you heavy.
A bunch of shit. We're gonna make sure. And anybody that's missing any kind of Blair the Flair apparel, hit me up in the DMs. And I'll get to you 100%. I do check my DMs, and like if you pop up, at least give me a woo before you like you just go on whatever. Hit me with a woo so I know it's you. You know what I mean? And we good to go. Anybody that's watching that didn't get their apparel, we're gonna make sure we take care of that.
I appreciate that. Ash is still hating. What's your message to Ash? I don't know why she's hating.
What's in the cup, Ashley?
I don't know. You got to send her a message because she's hating. She's mad at me now. She's mad at you. I don't know what's going on. Ash, I don't know what you've been drinking tonight. But
I thought she was my sister, man. I got a sister named Ashley, and I'm like, that's like my pride and joy, man. Like, you know.
He said Don Julio. Don Julio, that's what they say. I don't know, man.
She on that fancy shit. They got that fancy, expensive stuff. You know what I mean?
I don't know about that. But Blair, listen, man. I don't want to keep you much longer. I know you're a busy dude or whatnot, unless you want to continue or whatnot. But I definitely want to thank you, and I appreciate you coming on, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Thank you, man.
Want to see a lot more of you closing out this year though, too, bro, for sure.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for having me on. Shout out to the champ over there, baby. Shout out to the champ, Jamel Herring, man. Like you're big news. You know what I mean? You're always gonna be a champion, man. And honestly, like people like me look up to you. I just wanted to let you know that, man.
I appreciate that, man. It's all love, man.
You know what I mean? You're still loved in the boxing community.
Of course. You know what I mean? Of course.
So you know what I mean, I gotta get to my pretty brown driving me wild. Ooh, child, some things are gonna get a little freakier.
This is why I love this guy, Jamal. Do you understand now why? Jamal, every time I tell people, I love this fucking guy. This guy is the best. People get mad at me. I don't know why. I'm like, bro. What's not to love about Blair the Flair? He actually wants to fight. He's entertaining, and he's not going to run. Well, what else can you ask for? I mean, you're the GOAT, man. I fuck with you, bro. I appreciate you. Let's talk.
So thank you for having me on. You can check me out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Blair the Flair for more exciting content.
Can we get a woo?
BlairTheFlair.com. Woo! The most exciting man in boxing.
I try to get Jamel to do it. He won't do the woo. I don't know why.
That's his trademark. That's his thing, bro.
Give me an arm part or something.
Hey, matter of fact, I want to state it too. No, I want to state that the best entrance I respect and love that you did, Heartbreak Kid.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
We gotta see more of that. We gotta see more of that. Cause no one's doing that. We need to see more of that, man, for real.
I had to do the DX on the Broner fight though. I had to take it up a notch. You know, I had X-Pac coming out, but he was busy that day.
Yeah, Sean.
The funny thing is, he was actually in town and everything. I really wanted X-Pac to come out, right? And then I saw fucking Rick Ross. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I didn't like the Rick Ross entry.
Making me look bad.
I would have liked the X-Pac one. That would have been fire. I'm not gonna front.
But I wanted to fucking have a pyrotechnics just doing all kinds of shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Brought that whole fucking venue down.
Yeah, well, hey, man, we're going to get it together. Hopefully, Eddie Hearn can pull me in and I could do it the way I really want to do it and show up for you guys. So we'll work things out. But thank you for having me on, man. I really
absolutely, Eddie. We're gonna leave you a message. Tell Boots. Let's set that fight up in Philly with you and Blair. I don't want to hear no excuses. My man's a star right here, right? Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Say bye. Can you get him a woo? Say woo. Like that. You gotta say woo. So the woo. Go woo. There you go.
How old is she?
She's 6. She's gonna be 7. My little diva right here. Say hi, Blair.
I have a 5-year-old. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's your name?
Tell him what's your name.
Riley.
Riley, that's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
So,
She's my biggest fan. She watches all the shows. So
Preciosa.
say thank you.
Thank
Muy
you.
bonito.
Say muy bonito. You see, so you're very pretty. Sound like your mommy, right? All right, bro. I appreciate you, my brother. Hey, I'm gonna be in your inbox. I'm definitely gonna hit you up, bro. I appreciate you.
All right. Thank you for having me on. Take care, you guys.
Take care,
Bye-bye.
brother.
all right, brother.